Hello, this is Unit 4, Formative 1, Video 6, Writing Equations in Standard Form. So remember, standard form is AX plus BY equals C. Alright, so here first there's the three types of forms. There's slope-intercept, which is what we've been dealing with, y equals mx plus b, where you're given the slope and the y-intercept. Now standard form, okay, you're not given any information, but this is the form that a lot of things are in. So it's ax plus by equals c. A has to be a positive number, okay? And then point slope form, which we are given the point and the slope, okay? We do change this one, and we use it in a transformation. Okay, so this is how we're going to use this one. It's a lot easier to deal with. All right, so write an equation in standard form given the information. So we're going to write an equation in standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. Now the information we're given is slope and y-intercept. So I have to look at the form that has slope and y-intercept, and that is y equals mx plus b. Okay. So now I need to write the information in this form here and get it to look like that. Okay. So let's put our information in. So we have y equals 2/3 x minus 3. Okay. Now remember, I want it to look like this. Okay. So if we go ahead and put a line down, so you can see my b, y, is in the right spots, right next to equal sign, okay? Now here, I have my a, and here my a is over here. So I need to take and move my a over. And how I do that is the opposite. So I'm going to take negative 2/3 x, right, because it's positive, and then I'm going to subtract 2/3 x over here. So I have negative 2/3 x plus y equals negative 3. Okay. Now, if we look, I know there's a lot going on here, but now if we look, we have our ax, and we have our x, and then we have our b, and we have our by term. Okay, now, the problem is a has to be a positive number that's not a fraction, so a positive whole number. So what we're going to do is we are going to multiply by the denominator. Okay, so remember that's the denominator. So we're going to multiply by the denominator because we want to get rid of the fraction. And if it's negative, we're also going to need to multiply by a negative. Okay? So now I'm going to distribute that. So negative 3 times negative 2/3 is 2x. Negative 3 times y is negative 3y. And negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9. And that is standard form. All right, so this one, write an equation in standard form given the following information. So I have standard form over here on the right. This one they're given a slope and point. So we have to use point slope form, which is y equals m x minus x sub 1 plus y sub 1. Okay, so we're going to plug in our information. So here's my slope, so that's going to go in there. My x value is going to go in there, where the x1 is, and my y value is going to go where my y is. Okay, so let's plug in all the information. Okay, so it's just a substitution. Now I have to distribute. So I have negative 1/4 times x is negative 1/4 x. Negative 1/4 times a negative 8 is a positive 2 minus 1. Okay. Now these will always combine. So I'm going to go ahead and combine those. I get plus 1. Okay. Now I've done that, so I need to get my form in standard, okay? So I need to move my x over, okay? So remember, when we move it, we're going to do the opposite. So I'm going to add 1/4 x. So I get 1/4 x plus y equals 1. Now, when you move it, make sure it's always going to be the opposite, okay? Now, this cannot be a fraction, so I'm going to multiply by the denominator. Now, I'm going to multiply by positive because my a term is positive. So 4 times 1/4 is x. 4 times y is 4y, and 4 times 1 is 4. Alright, so on this one, write an equation in standard form given the following information. So again, I want... Okay. Now this one we're not given slope, so we have to find the slope. And if we remember, to find slope, it's the change in y over the change in x, okay? Alright, so let's go. M equals 2 minus 10 over 3 minus a negative 1. So negative 8 over 4, which is negative 2. Okay? So now I can do my point slope form. Okay, so we have slope. It's going to go in slope. And I'm just going to pick this point. So this x is going to go in here. Okay, it doesn't matter which ones you pick. Just make sure they come from the same ones. Alright. So now we have y equals negative 2 x minus 3 plus 2. Okay, let's distribute. Plus 6. And again, remember, these will combine. So we have y equals negative 2x plus 8. Now remember, we're back here, and we want it in standard form. So I need to move my x term over. So I'm going to add 2x. So 2x plus y equals 8. And in this case, my a term is positive, and it is not a negative. So that is my answer.